This video is sponsored by Brilliant. In this video, we'll learn how to web scrape with Python and Selenium 4. We'll scrape audiobooks from the Audible website and learn Selenium from scratch. We'll also see some of the changes between Selenium 3 and Selenium 4. So let's get started. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is open up a terminal. So here I'm going to open up the terminal inside PyCharm. I click here and now we're going to install Selenium. So we type pip install Selenium, we press enter, and with this we're going to install Selenium. In this case, I already have Selenium installed on my computer, and if I'm not wrong, I have version 4.12. So once you have Selenium, the next thing we have to do is install chromedriver. So I'm going to close the terminal and then go to Chrome, and here I'm going to this website, chromedriver.chromium.org/downloads, which I'm going to leave on the description. And here what we have to do is download a Chrome driver compatible with our version of Google Chrome. And to find our version of Google Chrome, what we're going to do is go to these three dots on the right corner. We click on it and then we go to help, and then we click on about Google Chrome. And here we're going to see the version that we have, in this case 121. Then we go back to Chrome driver and we see different versions, 114 and 113. And then there's this message that says that if we're using Chrome version 115 or newer, we have to check here. So we click here and then we download Chrome driver. Once we downloaded Chrome driver, what we have to do is copy the path of this Chrome driver file. So in my case, here's my path, and this path is going to be different in your computer, and well, that's fine. So now let's start with the tutorial. And the first thing we're going to do is import WebDriver from Selenium. So we type from Selenium, which we already installed, import WebDriver. And then in the case of Selenium 4, we have to import service too. So what we're going to type is from Selenium.webdriver.chrome.service import service. And this is an additional step we have to do in Selenium 4. Then we have to create a variable which we're going to name web, and here is going to be the link of the website that we want to scrape. And in this case, we're going to scrape this website, which is audible.com, and this website has information about audiobooks. And now what we're going to do is just copy this audible.com/search and paste it here. All right, so far so good. Now we have to create a variable named service. And here we're going to use service, which we imported before, and use the executable underscore path equal to, and here we type path. So executable path equal to path. This is basically the variable that we created before. And now we create a driver variable, which we're going to use to interact with the website, to extract data from the website. And here we type WebDriver, and then we're going to type .chrome. And in this case, we're going to type service equal to service. So that's pretty much it. That's how we start working with Selenium. And now just to do a simple test, I'm going to open a window, and to do this, we're going to type driver, which, as I said before, we're going to use a lot, driver.get, and here the variable web. And what this means is open the Chrome driver and open the link of this website, audible.com/search. So here I'm going to execute this, and we're going to see what's going to happen. And as we can see, a new window is open, and we can see here that we have the message that says that Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. So this indicates that we're using Chrome driver. So now I'm going to quit this, and that's how you go to a website with Selenium. Now let's go to the website that we want to scrape, and let's examine the data that we want to extract. So here we're on audible.com/search. And what we're going to extract is the information of these audiobooks. As we can see, we have 20 items in this page. And if we want to extract data from this page or from any page, what we have to do is right click and then click on inspect. And here we're going to get developer tools. And now we have to locate the element that we want to extract. In this case, what we want to extract is the name of the book, the name of the author, and the length of the audiobook. So to do this, we're going to locate the item of the audiobook. And to locate this item, what we have to do is click on this button that we can see on the left. So we click here, and then we can select the element, and as we hover on the element, we'll see that in Chrome Developer Tools on the bottom is showing us the HTML element that represents this element that we're hovering on. So in this case, I'm selecting or hovering on this first item, Mother Faker. This is the name of the audiobook. And as you can see, we get, if I click here, we get the HTML element. And this is the HTML element that represents this item. This is a div, and as we go one element above, we can see that we get this other element, which is the same, basically the same element, but this one has a tag li, and this li tag stands for list item. So if I minimize this, we can see that there are multiple li elements. So here is the first, the second, the third. If we scroll down, we see the third, the fourth, the fifth, and so on. So what we can do is create the XPath of this li item to extract all the items in this page, so all the audiobooks. And we're going to create the XPath right now. And now to create an XPath and also test if the XPath is working, we have to press Ctrl F, and we're gonna get this box where we can type anything, and especially an XPath, and we'll see if this XPath is working. So usually to create an XPath, we need a tag name, in this case li. We need also an attribute name, in this case the attribute name is class, and we need the attribute value, in this case vc-list-item product list item, this in orange. So those are the three main elements. So let's start creating this XPath. So here we start by typing / then li. Well, we lost the element, so again, I'm going to press this button on the left and then select this again, and we're here again. So we have li, and then we have to open here square brackets. Then we have to type at, then the name of the attribute, in this case class, equal to, we open quotes, and then we have to type the name of the item. So here again, I'm going to select this item, and then what we have to do is just copy this item in orange. So here I'm going to double click, Ctrl C, and then Ctrl V to paste this item. And this is the XPath. And this usually works when we have one attribute value. But in this case, we have multiple attribute values. And as you can see, this is the first attribute value, and this is the second. So sometimes it gets tricky with the XPath when we have multiple attribute values. And to deal with this, we can use a function called contains. And what we're going to do is locate an element if this element contains this attribute value, product list item. So we're going to delete all of this and write again everything inside square brackets. So here we have to use the contains function, as I said before. I type contains, then parentheses, and then add, in this case, add with the name of the attribute, in this case, add class. Then we type comma, and then we type the name of the attribute value we're interested in. In this case, we're only interested in the second value. Just let me locate this item again. And the second value of this attribute is product list item. So here I paste product list item, and as you can see now this XPath is locating 20 elements. Here you can see 1 of 20. So 1 of 20 elements were located, and each element is the item that contains all the information of the audiobooks we want to extract. So we get that 20 audiobooks, and now that we have this XPath, we go to PyCharm, and then we paste this XPath. So this is the XPath that we created, and that locates each item. So now let's tell Selenium to locate this XPath. And to do this with Selenium, we have to type driver again, and then find elements. And in this case, there are two options, find element and find elements. And we're going to use find elements in plural because we want to locate multiple elements. And then inside we have to type the method that we want to use. And this is for Selenium 4. In Selenium 3, we have a different way to locate. In Selenium 3, something like find underscore elements underscore by underscore XPath. But in Selenium 4, what we do is something similar. We just type by equal to, and inside we type the method, in this case XPath. And that's pretty much it. Then we type the value, and inside value we have to type the XPath that we created. So we cut this and we paste it inside. And that's pretty much how we locate an XPath using Selenium 4. Now let's assign this variable. So I'm going to type equal to, and then I'm going to create a variable that I'm going to name products. So this products variable represents each audiobook item in the page. And with this, we're locating all the items in this page. All right, we'll continue extracting this data in some seconds, but before, I like to take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, Brilliant.org. Today, we're learning how to extract data from websites. Once you extract this data, there are many things you can do with it, and with Brilliant, you can learn some of them. Brilliant is the best way to learn data analysis interactively. It has thousands of lessons from math to data analysis, with some new lessons added monthly. I recommend you to take Brilliant's data analysis path to build a solid foundation in data analysis with visualizations and data transformation. The best part is that Brilliant has interactive exercises that will help you develop your analytical thinking, which is better than just memorizing formulas or equations. I like the Brilliant app because you can play with the variables using your phone and see how the output and graphs change in real time. To try everything Brilliant has to offer free for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/thepiecoach. The first 200 of you will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. Thank you, Brilliant, for sponsoring this video, and now let's go back to the video. Alright, we have the 20 items, so we have each of these items in this page, and now what we have to do is to get the 3 elements that we said that we want to extract from these items. In this case, the name of the audiobook, the name of the author, and the length. And to do this, we have to click again on this left button and then go first and click the name of the audiobook. In this case, Mother Faker. We click here and we get this H3 element. And this H3 element contains the name of the audiobook. If we open this one, we're going to see that here is the name of the audiobook. And well, this is inside this H3 element. And now we can see also that this H3 element contains multiple attribute values. BC height and heading, then this BC color link, and then this BC pub break word, and one more. So we have to use again the contains function. And we're going to do this right now. So here, I'm going to use the XPath that we had before as a template for this new XPath. So here, instead of li, which is the name of the tag, we're going to type h3. So here, I'm going to delete li and type h3. Then we keep the contains function. Then the name of the attribute is class. It's the same here, class. And here we have to type one of the attribute values. In this case, the most representative, in my opinion, is this VC-heading. I think this represents well an audiobook title because it's the heading. And well, the others, VC color link, VC pub break word, may be in other elements. So that's why I'm not using them. I'm going to use just the first one, VC-heading. So here I paste VC-heading. And as you can see now, we have 24 elements. So we have these elements, we have 4 above, and then we start with the first Mother Faker, and then defiance of the full 12, and so on. And as you can see, we have 24 elements. So there are 4 elements extra that we don't want. They're not audiobooks. There are just some hidden elements in the page. Don't worry about this because we already took care of that when we created this XPath. So with this XPath that we created before, we located first the items. So each item, each audiobook item. And with this new XPath, we're just going to extract data inside these items. So we're going to ignore those 4 extra elements that were located. So here we have the title of the audiobooks, and I'm going to copy this XPath and I'm going to paste it here below. So we have the first XPath. And now let's create the same XPath for the name of the author and also the length of the audiobook. So here I'm going to locate very quickly the name of the author, and then we get this span element, and one element above is this li element with the author label. So let's quickly create this XPath. So here instead of h3 we type li, then we keep contains class, and here we copy author label. And in this case we have only 20 elements, and this successfully located the name of the author. So here we copy, we paste it here, and finally we're going to extract also the length of the audiobook. So here we click on length, we get this span element, and one element above this there is this li element with a label or with the attribute value runtime label, and it represents well the length of the audiobook. So I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to copy runtime label and paste it here. And with this we successfully located the length of the audiobook. So here I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Alright, now that we have these 3 XPaths, we almost finished scraping this website. We only have now to type the Python code to locate these elements. So here I'm going to type products and then that, and use the find element. So here products find element, and with this we're going to locate the new elements inside this XPath that we located before. So here we have the items, and we're going just to focus our extraction inside these items. Anything that is outside these items are not going to be located. Alright, now we have to type again by, and then XPath, and then again value, and here we type the elements that we want to locate. We start with the name of the audiobook, so we copy and we paste this inside here. And something else that we have to add to this XPath is the dat, and this dat indicates that we want to use this products variable as a reference for this new search. So again, we're going to search inside the products element, so inside this XPath. So basically this dat represents all these elements. Now I'm going to type that text to extract only the text inside this element, and now I'm going to duplicate this to put the other XPath inside this value. So here instead of this I'm going to paste the XPath that has the name of the author, and then instead of this I'm going to paste the XPath that has the length of the audiobook. Alright, now we have to do an extra step because this products variable is a list. And why this is a list? Because we use the find elements function here, and find elements always returns a list because we extract multiple elements that are stored in a list. So what we have to do is loop through this list. So we type for product and then in products. So for product in products, and we put these 3 lines inside this for loop, and instead of using the products variable we're going to use this product variable in singular. So with this we have product that find element and the rest. And now to make a test I'm going to print the first element, which is the name of the audiobook, and then to finish this I'm going to type driver.quit. So we type driver.quit, we run this, and we should get the name of the audiobooks listed in this website. So it opened the website audible.com/search, and now it's going to print the first element. And here we have the name of the audiobooks printed in our terminal. And with this we successfully scraped this website. Now I want to quickly show you how to store this data that we extracted into a CSV file. And to do this we have to open up the terminal and install a library called pandas. So we clear this and we type pip install pandas. After we install this, we have to import pandas here. So we type import pandas as PD, and then we can use pandas to store all this data into a CSV file. What we do first is create some empty list where the data is going to be stored. In this case, book title, and then book author and book length. And then I'm going to append these elements here inside these empty lists. So first book title dot append, and then parentheses, and the same with the rest of the empty lists. And finally, I'm going to create a data frame with this list that have the data of the name of the audiobook, the author, and the length. I'm going to name this data frame as df_books, and finally I'm going to export this as a CSV file. And the CSV file is going to be named books.csv. So now I'm going to run this, and we should get a new file named book.csv in our directory. Alright, the process was finished with success. Then we check our directory, and we have here books.csv. We double click on it, and we see that we have a CSV file with 3 columns: title, author, and length. And here we see the data of each column. And with this we can see that we extracted the 20 elements, and we successfully created our web scraper with Selenium. And that's how we extract data using Selenium. In the next videos, we're going to use this data that we extracted to start a data analysis project in Python. And that's it. I'll see you on the next video.